Hello there. Well, it's a perfect afternoon, lovely weather, and I'm down on the river and I'm walking through a part of the river which we call the meadows. Most of the river runs through woodland, deciduous woodland, but this is a quite open stretch. It's lightly grazed, just a few ponies and occasional cattle. I've just flushed a mallard and I've just walked over to where it got up, and you can see there's its nest with 6 eggs. So I shall quickly withdraw. It's not the safest place for a bird to lay its eggs, but I think when the bracken grows up, it'll be quite concealed. I'm going to be fishing with the Tenkara rod again. It's ideally suited to parts of this river. The river's got a reasonable amount of water in it. We had some rain a few weeks back and it's still quite high. It's been a very unusual spring. April was very dry, no rain at all, and very cold at night, so I think a lot of things have been held back. Just approaching a stretch of the river where a few years ago I did a painting, and that oak tree that leans slightly to the left always reminds me of the painting. Of course, there was a lot of bluebells that year, which you can hardly see them now. They are there in the grass, but the grass seems to have overtaken them, and there's the painting. In fact, I sold it a little while ago, but it shows you how different one spring can be to another spring. I like to be as faithful to the actual scene as I can be. With the 10-foot Tenkara rod, you're really only casting about 24 to 25 feet in front of you. But of course it does mean that you have to be stealthy, and it suits a small river. You don't need to cast very much more than that on this river anyway, even if you had a reel. Well, there haven't been too many rises today, but there was one rise, and I've managed to catch a small brown trout, which I will unhook and return to the water as quickly as possible. It's very pretty, these little fish. There it is, and there it goes. Now I'll carry on walking up the river. This is now into the very wooded part of the stream, and you notice the hazel coppice stalls to the left. That's where this area many years ago was coppiced for hazel. There are lots of old banks that would have enclosed the hazel. Now this is a rather sad scene. This is the results of ash dieback. These trees have had to be felled because they're dying, and it's a disease which is decimating the ash trees now. It is believed that it will kill about 80% of all our ash trees, which is very sad because a lot of insects depend upon ash. It is very sad, but there's not much we can do about it, except leave as much of the dead wood as we can for the invertebrates to enjoy. Anyway, I saw a rise, and I'm having another go for it, but unfortunately I think I frightened it. But as I always say, fishing is not just about catching fish, it's about nature and all the beautiful things that exist around a river. I think water attracts life, and the insects, the birds and the mammals rely on the river, and it's just a lovely place to be. Now, as I left the river, I saw this herd of 25 fallow deer lazing about in the meadows. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this little trip to the river and a few of the sights that I've shared with you. If you do find this video interesting, please click a like and maybe even subscribe, which is something that then you won't miss another video. Okay then, goodbye for now.